Jeshua. Surrendering to the higher inner will. I am Jeshua. It is always a pleasure to be able to be here with you in this way. In these times, the very idea of your will, the will of your Father, which of course is the will of your higher God. It is all one, your will, Father, the will of your higher God. There is no separation. The only separation has occurred because of the three-dimensional illusory matrix. This was created purposely separate from the source within you. Did I not say, as Jeshua, over 2,000 years ago, that it is not I, but the Father who performs the works in me? Not my will, Father, but your will be done? And I said these words so that more and more people could understand that inner power within them. That the will to go forward, the will to move ahead is always present. But do not think of it in terms of whose will it is, because it is all the will of the source within you. Has always been, always will be. Yes, you have an individual will, an ego. That ego must be surrendered to the higher will, or we could even say to the higher ego within you, to the higher consciousness. But it is all one. And when you fully realize this, that your will is the higher will, and the higher will is your will, then you will understand, recognize the power within you to perform the works. Whatever is necessary, to help others and to help yourself in the process. Because, again, you and all others are one. When you help yourself, you help others. And when you help others, you help yourself. It is a symbiotic relationship. Therefore, my brothers, my sisters, my friends, continue to move forward in your lives, aware that the power has always been within you. The power to understand and know who you are, to fully know who you are. Just as I understood in that life, I understood I was one with my Father, my higher divine self. When I fully understood that nothing could harm me unless I allowed it. Which, of course, due to my path, my purpose of being at that time was to allow it. This is not your purpose. This is not why you came here. You came here, each of you, to show the way to be John the Baptist, bringing the Christ consciousness onto the planet. This is what you are, each of you. Who is listening now and resonating with these words later? This is why you came here. To show the way with your light within you, to spread that light. Wherever you are able to do so, this is your ongoing mission at this time. You have anchored the light. Now it is time to share that light evermore. To share the truth, to share the love, and to be the power that continues to resonate throughout the planet. I am Jeshua, and I leave you now in peace, love, and unity. And may you continue to understand and know that you are the power, the love, the truth, and the unity. Living the Ascension turning point. For many years I have described what I have called the Ascension void. This is a phase of spiritual awakening that people who have undertaken a spiritual path for many years seem to eventually go through. It is a period when your life begins to seem rather flat and empty. You realize that things that once excited you no longer generate much interest. You find you can no longer relate to certain friends as before. You find yourself spending more time at home. And you begin to wonder if life will ever be exciting again. This phase of the ascension process seems necessary. Your familiar identity is beginning to shift in an unknown direction. You also realize that the life you have lived no longer feels so comfortable to you. There is a growing desire for something you cannot describe. A deep memory of a much brighter reality you recall from long ago. A deeper experience of the ascension void, and then there is also a deeper phase of the void that I have termed the ascension waiting room, which seems to eventually occur for some. This is a phase where you feel you have pretty much concluded your life here in 3D, and you are now in a period of stasis or a sense of quiet waiting for some sign of the shift to 5D to manifest. After spending years patiently working on yourself, meditating, healing trauma, addressing your shadow, following spiritual teachings, and trying to develop your spiritual gifts, you now feel stuck, directionless, and seemingly without a heading. You feel somewhat in limbo. Even during this awakening phase, the experience of both death and rebirth often occurs. This is where you understand that the old you is dying. Pieces of your life and personality are actually falling away or fading. You often no longer recognize yourself. And yet, at times, you also sense the feeling of a new self coming forward. A greater sense of lightness, clarity, and awareness might manifest for brief periods, and sometimes new spiritual gifts might appear. But somehow, not much seems to change for you. The uncomfortable flatness is still there. The ascension turning point. If you have experienced these first two phases of the void for a while, you might find that there now seems to be another, even deeper layer. It is at this time that life seems to become ever stranger, ever more pointless and irritating. And it eventually brings you to what I call the ascension turning point. At first, as in the early stages of the void, you are really aware that nothing seems to bring you excitement, joy, or even just pleasure anymore. In some cases, It seems as if your life is somehow over. There is a feeling of waiting and waiting, wondering why you are still here. You no longer feel as if you are accomplishing anything. You are just maintaining the body. Everything you are supposed to continue doing in life starts to seem pointless to you. Your spiritual mission, which at one point excited you, now seems concluded or simply lifeless. Eventually you begin to wonder if you are not simply living in a persistent state of depression, and whether perhaps you should do something about it. To make matters worse, if you also find yourself dealing with painful aging symptoms in the body, or issues of brain fog and memory loss, it will be even harder to move forward in your already difficult and empty life. And then, of course, when you look at world events and how much darkness is being revealed, the situation is even more depressing. Perhaps you understand that we are living through the end of a Kali Yuga, or a transition from 3D to 5D, and therefore all this is predictable. But even that doesn't help much. Furthermore, you might find yourself facing intense emotional pain, as family and old friends seem to be moving at an ever faster pace onto another timeline, very different from the one you are on. They cannot see who you truly are and seem to care less and less. A deep weariness, an exhaustion with life never felt before can set in, because at this point you cannot really know how long Earth's transition to the fifth dimension will take. And you can no longer relate to this ever-changing 3D world. You wonder how you ever could. Eventually you reach a point where you feel you can no longer bear this lack of meaning. You have arrived at the Ascension turning point. You know that something must happen to help you break free from the pointlessness of your life, which still drags you along in this three-dimensional world you can no longer relate to. You realize there must be something deeper within you that you must discover and that will guide you through this depressing void that is starting to haunt you. Facing the dark night of the soul. And this is where your spiritual awakening state is finally put to the test. How can all your years of spiritual study and practice help you learn to deal with this state of mind you are experiencing? As unique individual beings, it becomes clear that each of us must find our own way to reach this point. Some might seek out new spiritual teachers to give them answers, or continue tuning into current ones who give them hope. Others might resort to certain journeying drugs to reach greater understanding and positive experiences. Still others might simply give up and return to old ways of isolating from reality. But certainly, at some point it becomes obvious that we must remember the old adage. Asterisk, the answer is within us. Asterisk, external sources can be helpful. Mind-expanding drugs can give some answers. But ultimately, our journey to true spiritual freedom must come from deep within ourselves. This might mean devoting more time to meditation, prayer, or contemplation. It might mean spending more time in nature. Whatever it is, we must all find our own unique way to face this final experience of the dark night of the soul. If you have reached this point in your ascension process, you might feel more alone than ever, simply because not many have experienced this yet. But you can rest assured that you are now at least very close to entering the 5D portal. Seeking inner silence again, each must find their own way out of this uncomfortable situation. But one effective way is to devote time to experiencing the silence that resides deep within ourselves. This is where the constant inner chatter is fortunately absent, as is the voice of the inner critic, and only a clear, open awareness is present. At first it might take some time to reach this place within you. You need to get completely out of your head and focus on your spiritual heart, gently holding your attention there. Watch your breath for a while and sink deeper and deeper into quiet and calm. Relaxing music or some meditation practices can sometimes help you reach this point of quiet, where you can simply absorb the silence and peace that are present there. In this space, you might also experience the loving presence that has always resided deep within you and held you in a safe, tender embrace. When you finally arrive within, you can realize that there is no longer any need to change anything about you or your life. What happens in the world is fine. What happens in your life is also fine. You no longer wish for things to change. You still feel the void you are in, but it no longer bothers you. There is no more anxiety. Only an easy acceptance of what is. The little irritating things that happen in your life no longer affect you much. And neither do the bigger ones. Emotions float by, along with physical pains, without ever fully landing or taking hold. When thoughts arise, there is no pull on them. They are basically practical ideas or reminders of what you need to do that day. Portal to 5D. Simply continue to navigate through this new reality of clear, open consciousness, feeling totally free to simply be who you are. This is an experience that can then open the portal to 5D consciousness, where joy, love, and harmony naturally reside, as well as a deep sense of all-around well-being. By focusing on this experience, you can realize that it is starting to happen more and more in your life on its own. You understand that this is finally where you have been led from the beginning. And, even more importantly, you realize that you do not have to wait for Earth to enter the fifth dimension. You can instead begin living your individual life in fifth-dimensional consciousness right now. And anyway, that's what it has always been about, right? Master Kuthumi. Keys for the New Year greetings. Greetings, beloveds. I am Master Kuthumi, and it is a great honor to connect with you, to communicate with you, and to share with you. Although a new year means a new beginning, you might look at your reality and recognize that every new day is a new beginning. Every new thought is a new beginning. Every new moment of presence is a new beginning. So why is a new year significant? The truth is, it isn't all that significant. Yes, we use this time to bring forth new energies. We generate momentum of light, but we do this throughout the year, and there are specific times when the energies are intensified due to alignments. As you enter this new year 2026, yes, it has its vibration, yes, it has a new beginning, yes, it has changes and awakenings, but realize that these happen every day for you. Every moment for you, and with every new insight and new thought that erupts in your mind. It is important to realize how powerful you are, that you create something new, a new beginning, through your thoughts, your awareness, your connections, even through alignments in your body and with your alignments with others / the inner plane / the universe of the creator / the creator. When you allow yourself to accept this, that you experience alignments, that you are connected, you create and stimulate new beginnings. This means you are in your power. Yes, you can create new ideas and manifestations in your reality, but you can also evoke them from the creator, from the inner planes. You can ask for energy boosts. You can ask for a spiritual awakening. You can ask for better health, greater knowledge and understanding. Whatever your soul longs for, whatever your heart yearns for, and whatever brings passion, enthusiasm, and connection to you / your reality and those around you. I, Master Kuthumi, remind you that it is not about a new beginning simply because the calendar says so. In truth, it is about a new beginning because you choose to live a new beginning. If you wish, you can choose every day to live a new beginning. And what will you choose? How will you make this year significant? How will you allow yourself to feel fulfilled in the coming year? How will you allow yourself to feel more connected, more loved, more appreciated, more abundant than in previous years? What will be the outcome of this year that will allow you to recognize that you have experienced more of these things, that you have allowed yourself to open more fully and receive the gifts of the Creator? And yet, they are not gifts. They are things that belong to you. This is also something that I, Master Kuthumi, wish for you to contemplate. If the essence and truth of the Creator belong to you as they do to all people / souls / beings, how does this change your reality? How does it change your relationship with yourself? How does it change your relationship with others? But most importantly, how does it change your relationship with the Creator? All these wonderful, pure and loving energies of the Creator belong to you. They belong to you and operate through you. So what stops them? You may wish to reflect on this. What prevents the vibration and essence of the Creator from moving through your being freely, absolutely purely and wonderfully? When you recognize this, you will understand yourself better and you will understand the world around you and the souls around you better. You might even understand how to bring more healing, knowledge, and wonder to the world. All beings are already healed, but this healing needs to be recognized. Let us return once again to knowing that the energies and vibrations of the Creator belong to you. They are you, they move through you. Even though you cannot hold them or even keep them in one place, you can allow them, like a river or a wind, to flow through your being. In doing so, you become more powerful, more in your power, and more aware of the truth that is within you and flowing through you. There will be much to think about in the coming days. There will be much to think about in the coming year. You in your presence, you in your power, you belonging to and holding the vibration of the Creator. The time has come for you to receive, and this is the moment. Choose what you wish to receive and then, do not set a date or a timeline, simply become the vehicle that allows that energy to move within it. Let the energies you desire to be move into your being with ease and presence. I thank you. I am Master Kuthumi. Our new home as we move through the dissolution of the old world, our entire self is being rewritten. This is a fluid process that integrates with our ever-evolving landscape, with our surrounding environment, with our new realm. The intense high-frequency light is now woven into us, into our cells, and from this living creation our new being is born. Our divinity is here. Now we can see it and remember this connection. We are undergoing a great shift as we move through this period, and this shift manifests in many ways. We are present, and from this presence arises what is happening. Sometimes we can feel it strongly, especially when it's something we didn't specifically plan. We are learning to move with this creation as it happens. So we are not planning the whole day, but rather riding the flow as it unfolds. We might have thought, I need to go to the supermarket in a day or two, and then suddenly, the energy to go to the supermarket is very strong in that moment and we follow it. We are discovering how our creative power works. Our power will grow exponentially, soon, so it is important to learn with these increasing increments. Creation happens in the present moment, and we are at the center of our part, and also connected to the entire cosmos, which responds to us. It is a huge living tapestry of light, color, sound and matter, so vast and mysterious we see only a fraction of it. As we enter this year of the fire horse, our inner spark will grow and expand into our system, illuminating us with the inspired light of this new period. In the new energy, we align with the earth and with all creation. We are no longer separate. We understand that our actions have an impact and we act responsibly, creating the wonderful, marvelous world we wish to live in. We are ready for the beginning of a new age and we no longer just make a living. We move, we speak and act as those we came here to be. We are expanding into our enormous potential. Breathe and dream as memories resurface and our frequency grows. Embody the light and awareness of this incoming realm, which is our new home. Pleiadian Council of Light. A great cycle has ended. Greetings, my dear ones. We are the Pleiadian Council of Light. It is always wonderful to connect with all of you. Thank you for this transmission. We come to you now with gentle clarity and unwavering certainty, addressing your deepest being with a message of hope and transformation. You are not losing your way. You are leaving it behind. Old Earth, with its dense patterns of fear, separation, and struggle, is dissolving from your lived experience. This transition is a profound metamorphosis that requires your awareness and participation. Do not allow uncertainty to arise from the noise and distractions surrounding you, for these are the final echoes of a reality that can no longer sustain itself in your expanding awareness. The noise of doubt and despair is merely a residue of what once was, and it is essential to recognize these distractions for what they truly are. Temporary illusions that will fade as you embrace the light of your true essence. Know this with certainty. Earth herself is undergoing a profound transformation, intrinsically interwoven with the fabric of the cosmos. As she moves ever deeper into the photonic energies emanating from our star Alcyone, her frequency is increasing at an unprecedented rate. This is a revolutionary leap that is reshaping the very foundations of existence as you know it on Earth. A great cycle of approximately 26,000 years has now reached its completion, marking an extraordinary juncture in the great tapestry of time. With its conclusion comes a divine recalibration, decreed by a higher cosmic order, preparing your world for full awakening and ascension into the light spectrum of the fifth dimension, a realm where love, unity, and harmony reign supreme. This transition will not be subtle. It is destined to unfold as a celestial event, an act of divine intervention guided by the one first creator and the manifold forces of light. The very heavens will bear witness to this monumental change, as long-dormant energies on Earth awaken to herald a new era. Never before has a civilization, so deeply entrenched in the lower frequencies of three-dimensional illusion, been collectively elevated to a spectrum of higher consciousness, through such means. This alone marks your moment as monumental, a pivotal juncture in the evolution not only of humanity, but of all life in the cosmos. Understand the deeper significance of what is happening. The ascension of humanity is not just about Earth. It is blazing a luminous trail for countless other three-dimensional civilizations throughout the cosmos, demonstrating that an entire race can rise together, supported by a higher light, into expanded awareness and unified consciousness. This is a beacon of hope, illuminating the way for civilizations yet to embark on their own journey of awakening. While many souls across the universe have ascended individually, what is now unfolding in your world is of a far broader scope. A collective expansion into a new octave of existence, where the interconnectedness of all beings is celebrated and honored. To the forerunners among you, to the numerous lightworkers, starseeds, light anchors, and silent frequency stabilizers, we address you now directly. You are the catalysts of your race, the courageous souls who chose to embody this transformative energy and lead by example. Through your inner work, your compassion, your courage, and your refusal to abandon love in moments of chaos, you have held the door open for others. You have anchored the divine light into your reality so that others might find their way, illuminating the path with your unshakable faith and dedication. You are deeply honored. Your service is known in all higher realms and your contributions are recorded not as reward, as your world defines it, but as resonance, expansion, and cosmic acknowledgement. Every act of kindness, every moment of love you have shared, reverberates throughout the universe, creating waves of transformation that extend far beyond your immediate surroundings. You are not alone, and you never have been. The support of the universe surrounds you, uplifting you as you continue this sacred journey. Remain steadfast. Remain open. Trust in the unfolding of this magnificent process, for it is not merely a change in your environment, but a profound shift in consciousness that will redefine what it means to be alive on planet Earth. New Earth is not approaching. It is emerging through you, blossoming into existence as you align with your higher self and embrace the light that resides within each of you. We love you and are here with you. We are the Pleiadian Council of Light.